What's going on, my friends? Welcome to another Vega 23 episode. Today we're going to jump back into our automatic series on teaching you guys how to run this thing. So if you have been running the manual for a long time, it's probably a good time for you to transition and learn how to use the auto. So we're here to help you out. Now, once you've done all the proper steps of getting your machine started and getting it going, the next step is learning what each one of these rows of buttons are going to do to control the machine. So we're going to teach you what each one of them does so that you guys are not confused when you're ready to start learning how to move this machine. Okay, so once you have your machine locked, like I showed you earlier, all you have to do is press the reset button, make sure that everything is good and locked into place. So if you move your boards, they're locked in. And we're gonna jump into this first row, which we're gonna consider head number 1. This row right here, and let me go ahead and block this to make it easier for you to understand what we're talking about. All right, so right here we have head number 1, meaning that this row right here is going to control what this arm does because it's considered head number 1. So if we're only using this row is only going to control this arm right here. With that being said, each row is going to control each arm. So number 1, this one right here, is going to be that row. The following row that has a little piece of tape right here going from the top to the bottom is going to control the next head, which is the following head. And it's going to continue all the way to number 10, which is going to be this one, and this row is going to control head number 10. So let's go ahead and jump back into this first one to show you what each button does so you can control your head when you're printing. If we are at a reset position where the boards are locked, nothing is moving, there's no screen here, but we're going to show you what the buttons do. So at this point right here, these buttons have a function. So if we push this button to the top, what it's going to do, it's going to bring the head forward in a flood position for whenever you're doing water base or discharge, because you want to maintain your screen flood at all times. So what you do is you flick the button up, you turn on the head for either single or double stroke. Up is for the machine to print 1 time, and down is for the machine to print 2 times. So if we're just going to do single, you press this button, the head is going to move forward, and it's going to remain in that position, which is considered a flood position. We normally don't use that for plastisol, so if you want to revert that, all you have to do is flick the button back down, and it'll bring the head back to its original position. And this is where we normally print. That's what the bottom button does. It moves the head either on a forward position or a back position, which is considered flood or regular. All right, the middle button is going to be the strokes. So if you want to do a single stroke, here in the middle position, if you hit print, which this is the print button, if you want to do it manually, you hit it 1 time. If this button is in the middle, the boards are just going to go up, just like that. And that's all it's going to do. If you want to bring them back down, you hit the reset button and you're back to your original position. Now if you have a screen on there with the flood bars, squeegee, and ink, and you want to print, want to do a test, you hit either single stroke for 1 time, hit print, and the machine is going to print just 1 time. That's it. If you want to do it twice, you push the button down for double stroke and you hit print. Single stroke and double stroke. The reason for that is so you don't have to be here waiting for the machine to finish and print again and again and again. So you have the option for double stroke. All right. So that is going to be the basic function of those buttons. Now, that same thing that those buttons did for head number 1, all the rest of the buttons are going to do the same thing for each head. Like for example, if we turn on head number 10, with a single stroke. Right now we don't have a squeegee, so nothing's going to happen. All we're gonna do is hit print on our machine, which is the top button, and you're gonna see that the press is going to print. And that's going to be the same exact function for each head. So if it's easier for you guys can put a piece of tape here on an older machine like mine and write number 1, 2, all the way through 10, so you know which row is going to control each one of the heads. That's it for today. I don't want to confuse you guys. Understand what this does. I'm going to go over it one more time real quick here from far away so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so we have come into the shop. We turn on our chiller. We have our compressor going. We got the right amount of pressure on our machine. We turn on the machine. We got all the yellow cords plugged in. We hit the reset button to make sure that there's no alarms on our press, and we're gonna use head number 1. So for that, we're only gonna use this row, and everything else is gonna remain turned off. So if we were to set up a job here and we want to do a single stroke, if there's no alarms, you just turn it on for single stroke, and then you hit print, and the machine is going to print. That's it. If you guys are going to do water base or discharge, you turn on the button. You have the first one on single stroke, and then you hit reset, and the machine is going to set itself up for the flood position. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. If you have an alarm, we're going to deal with those in the future on a more advanced video. But for now, each row controls the head with the same functions: print, single stroke, double stroke, and the bottom is for front position and the regular position, which is the one that we always use. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys have any questions, we're going to have more and more videos added to this playlist. If we miss something, please comment below so we can make sure that we teach you exactly how to run the automatic for future references. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe.